talk Ohio State football with Pat Murphy from Bucknuts. Each and every week, the Buckeyes take on Illinois. We'll continue to go through the concern areas before we move on to a bright spot from Saturday against Indiana. So Justin Fields played his worst game as an Ohio State quarterback. I don't think there's any question about that. But again, it's a Justin Fields standard. If you throw those stats on most quarterbacks in the country, aside from the 3 picks, it's a good day. When he did deliver the ball, when he was throwing, it's not like he threw horrible passes. I think it was more of a decision issue. He threw ill-advised passes, just trying to avoid sacks, throwing the ball up in the air in harm's way.
Yeah, I mean, he was trying to do too much, I think, is ultimately what it came down to. And I don't know if the hype of trying to win a Heisman, losing last week's or 2 weeks ago's game against Maryland made him think, okay, I'm in a top 10 game, I need to put up big numbers. Or if he was worried about, Indiana was going to keep scoring. I don't know what. It was just uncharacteristic from Fields. Usually he's very careful with the ball. You mentioned 3 interceptions in this game. He had 3 for his career coming in, and 2 of those came against Clemson last year in the college football playoffs. So he's been very good. He even talked last week about, how he doesn't turn the ball over and that he knew that would be essential in this game. Indiana came in, I believe, best in the country, 10 interceptions on the season, one of the best in the country anyway. And he knew that the Hoosiers like to blitz a lot, which has caused quarterbacks problems, and they blitz from all sorts of angles. Ryan Day said last week that Justin Fields can't make a bad situation worse, live to fight another day type of thing. And he just didn't do that. You go back and look at really any of those interceptions, and it's either an ill-advised throw or he's under pressure, has to throw. One time he said he was trying to throw the ball away. It didn't quite get there and was intercepted after it was deflected by Chris Olave. Another one, he tried to make a play to Julian Fleming in the middle of the field while he was getting pulled down. And those are just plays you can't make, and you don't expect a quarterback like Justin Fields, an experienced quarterback, to make. So, I think you're right in the sense that, you put his season stats up against pretty much anyone else in terms of, average per game, just because he's played fewer games, and it still looks very good. But yes, this was definitely his worst performance. And in saying that, he still threw for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns and rushed for another touchdown. So as bad as it was, it could have been worse. And as he made the point after the game, he got the win, and that's what he cares about. So, I think I'm not worried about this becoming any sort of trend. I don't think that other teams are going to be able to replicate the pressure that Indiana was able to put on Ohio State, just because that's what Indiana does, and it's hard to create that in 1 week of game planning. I also think Justin Fields just had a bad day, and we'll certainly learn from that. So going forward, I think Fields will be fine. I was asked yesterday if he took himself out of the Heisman race. I don't know about that, but it'll depend on the individual voters and what they think. But he's going to have opportunities here down the road to continue to show that he's one of the best players in the country. So if that's a concern, I think he'll have those chances. But a very strange, very uncharacteristic day from the Ohio State quarterback.
Yeah, you did allude to some of the offensive line breakdowns and that he received more pressure than he typically is accustomed to. And when I say offensive line breakdowns, yes, to a certain extent, but yes, credit Indiana. They bring blitzes. A lot of it can't be handled by everybody up front. It has to be understood, okay, there's going to be a free rusher even once the back picks somebody up. Master T got trampled a couple times as well in the backfield that sprung somebody open. I know that the center a couple times slid in the wrong direction, left open a gap, and they double teamed somebody and somebody else came free. So they had a few things to clean up